13 minutes past 12 p.m. Central African time. It is Sunday, the 18th of July, 2021. You are tuned into Salam Media. This is a special Hajj broadcast. But right now, we're actually going to go over to Junaid Iqbal, the chairperson of the Isipingo Business Forum. And he joins us now to speak about the situation in Isipingo and the impact of the current, this past week's unrest in the area. Assalamu alaikum, Junaid, and welcome to the show.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi barakatuh.
All right, Junaid, I understand that you might be devastated at the moment. You must be, I'm sure, because I think you are one of the businessmen who have unfortunately lost your businesses due to this terrible unrest that occurred in the Isipingo CBD, especially in that area, and on a much larger scale in the rest of KZN as well. So could you talk to us about the current situation in Isipingo? Has calm been restored, or is the situation ongoing?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The situation in Isipingo is very much calm, but there is nothing to left to do business. People are doing their cleanups. All the business owners, shop owners are around their shops. Whatever cleanup they're doing. Scrap metal workers are around to collect the scraps, and some volunteers are here as well who are cleaning the streets. And that's what at the moment the situation is in Isipingo.
Yeah, and earlier on, I think in the first stage of this unrest, I think it was Monday morning when I had contacted you, requesting an interview to speak about this situation. I think you mentioned that on Sunday night, when rioters had attempted to cause chaos in the Isipingo area, the businessman had been able to hire private security, and the private security company had been able to temporarily disperse the crowds and avoid they had managed to avert the riots on Sunday night. At which point did this go out of control? Because looking at the aftermath and seeing the situation in Isipingo right now, it's I think the CBD has been destroyed.
Yes, when I spoke to you that day, and I mentioned to you that it's not right to speak about. Reason being, we didn't want to go in media that we have safeguarded sipping of that special DJ that night on Sunday night. But what happened in that night was the community around, informal community around Isipingo, they only attacked us. They were limited numbers. So the law enforcement, private securities, and some of the business owners tried to push them back into their localities, and we managed. Nobody anticipated actually how long this will last at that time, because everybody was caught unaware of all these things, and nobody had anticipated anything like this, that it's gonna go that much bad. When came Monday morning, then the same communities was joined by as much as far from Amlazi, Mumulu, Folweni, all the other informers. So influx of people were too much for that very next day for anybody to control that kind of crowd. So we didn't want, any businessmen didn't want any loss of lives or something like that. Security companies didn't want to. So we stood our grounds, but the influx of people were too much to deal with. So and they were prepared. I think whoever these criminal elements did this, they were prepared and they know what they were doing. And that's the reason that Monday we start losing this battle.
And I think by Monday afternoon, latest Monday evening, it had been made quite aware that the South African military would now intervene in the situation in KZN, and they would deploy military personnel as well, to contain the situation, to assist police in containing the situation, because obviously police had their hands full. But my understanding from the interactions that I've had with residents and other business people as well in the area is that it took quite a while for the defense force to actually arrive in Isipingo, and I think unfortunately it was, as some of them had said, too little, too late. Do you agree with this?
No, actually, the armed forces, tell you the truth of matter, that I didn't even see them one time in Isipingo. I was here 3 nights, 3 days on the ground, but I did not see them. Only I think for a little while I went to freshen up, and I heard this message that they came and just drove past Isipingo. That was all the armed forces did in Isipingo. They did not come and take charge of the situation. Carnage was still going on. People were still looting, and only started things started to calm down a little bit was by Thursday. So in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there was no help from armed forces in this area, and that's what our government lacked. Our government did not provide on time any security to the businesses, and always we have these issues being a CPF member and chairing the business forum, keep going into meetings. We always hear this that our law enforcement, the CPS, Metro Police, and the departments are under resourced. And for if they are under resourced, that they were not prepared for this kind of thing. So that's what it is. So I think our government has failed us by not protecting, and that's what I say that nothing can be done now. What is done with, and we are going moving forward to do the cleanups and see where we're gonna stand. A lot of businessmen lost everything in this town. There were businesses which are small businesses which used to carry with their life day-to-day basis, and they lost everything. They don't have no capitals to rebuild. Uh, I'm not gonna go as far as our chain store, Boxer store, Shoprite store, Cambridge stores, Giolani stores. All the big stores as well vandalized. Even people never left their fitting and fixtures, and a lot of buildings were satellite in Isipingo, which is now infrastructurally damaged. So it will take very long time for our people to rebuild and come back into this thing. Job losses are another things. A lot of people, like my own employees, I had 8 employees, and all 8 of them were breadwinners in their house, and they're crying in tears to get put food on their table. And nothing I can help at the moment with them, and that's what is happening with all the businesses in the area. So to coming back to your question, I can do that. The army came too late, but did not even stop by. They just drove past with one of their Caspers and just drove past from Old Main Road. They didn't even stop to see what happened, and they were gone.
Mm. And I think many people have been calling the government out for its delayed action, especially in this case. And unfortunately, I think Isipingo isn't the first time that we have a situation where riots have broken out. Sorry, in the Isipingo CBD, and many businesses have had to bear the brunt of this. Uh, in terms of now, the recovery efforts and moving forward, do you think many of the businesses are actually able to now stand up and continue doing business? Maybe not immediately, but in time to come.
Um, Most of the businesses here are trying to somehow do a comeback onto again to start their livelihood again. But it will take very long time. It will take very long time. But most businesses, people, I believe, also, I don't think so. They will start again into to CBD. Previously, as you mentioned, the riots was there. There was xenophobia, which was very bad in Isipingo. I think it was 2014. If I do remember.
Mhm. Yeah.
Prior to that, there was another xenophobic attacks and everything. Again, our government, our law enforcement was not ready at that time. And in the meetings, each and every meeting with the SAPS, I did bring. If they take the minutes of meeting, and I will tell you that each and every meeting, I always asked, "Are we ready for any riots?" The thing is, it's, the tension on the ground, especially when COVID came in, and we were limited to do meetings. But on telephonically, looking at the poverty rate going more down after the lockdown. The people's conditions in informal settlement were deteriorating, and what happened now. It was triggered by whatever political unrest whatsoever, but it was it was meant to happen. We were foreseeing it to happen, and we were keep on asking questions to our law enforcement that are they prepared? Are they prepared? And they
mm,
always used to say, yes, we have plans in place. We have plans in place. And when something like this happen, and now it's in front of everybody, they are never prepared. They don't have resources. They just bluff us that they prepared. That's what I want to say
mm,
about what you saying, that if you know one town is very volatile, any violence anywhere, anything will hit, and you know this is gonna first town on the forefront of it, which is going to be suffering. So there must be plans in place to do something, and that's
mm.
what I say, that law enforcement has failed to protect us.
Mm. And I think we were going to be joined by a businesswoman in the area, Ms. Naadira Nobbin, and unfortunately, I'm not sure why she hasn't been able to link up with us as yet. But you are also one of the business people who have suffered as a result of the riots. I think it was one of the nights that your store was also looted and set alight. Uh, just speak to us about that experience. I'm sure it must be really devastating for you.
But see, if you ask me, this question becomes emotions now. A
Mm,
business is not something which is like a child. You grow your business like a child, and when it goes in front of you, goes in the smoke, it's really sad.
mm.
Every time when I come to this point, when people ask me question, I'm a very strong person, but when I come to this question, I lose emotions, because it's you're not 22 years of my business. I nurtured it to come and give me, as I'm getting older, to give me a benefit, but it's gone in smoke. So it's sad to say that nobody anticipated, nobody expected what has happened. Almighty is there. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala must help us. It's a test for us, and we must start again, whatever it is. And by Allah Ta'ala's grace, we will inshallah recover from these losses.
Inshallah, I mean, and I think much like the rest of the world, we are praying for you and we do remember you in your prayers, especially through this difficult time. And yeah, I think I really have nothing that I can say that's gonna, help you through this because I think it's quite a devastating impact. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
And of
Assalamu
course, I do wish you all the best in time to come.
alaikum.
That was Junaid Iqbal, a member of the Isipingo Business Forum, in fact, the chairperson of the Isipingo Business Forum, and also a CPF member in the area, speaking to us about the situation in Isipingo. And I must say, it is quite sad and unfortunate what has actually happened in that area. I have been to the area. The CBD. I've visited that area recently, in the aftermath of this violent protests and riots that erupted. And I think there is a point when there's nothing much more that you can say. I mean, there's so much devastation, and like Junaid said, there's a lot of devastation. Many business people don't know if they are able to recover, if they'll ever be able to recover from what has actually happened. With businesses being torched to the ground, and if they're not burnt down, they looted. And he said even to the extent where the fittings and the furniture and those kind of stuff in these stores have actually been destroyed and taken away. And I think he said that the state security officials in all of them had granted assurance and said that that they are aware and they're able to they are planned for such an occurrence. But as we've seen, quite a failure on behalf of the government and authorities from the top to the bottom to contain this and to prevent this in the first place. It is quite a sad situation there. And 28 minutes past 12 p.m., I think that's where we're going to leave that for now. But if you have been affected by this, and if you know anyone who has been affected in Isipingo or anywhere else as well, please don't hesitate to contact us. Send us your WhatsApp messages 0617660355. That's the WhatsApp number. Tweet and tag at Salam Media. But right now we're going to take an ad break, and when we get back, we're going to be speaking to Kari Ziad Patel from the Al Imdad Foundation, and he's going to be speaking to us about relief efforts which are currently underway in KZN and in the affected areas. Please do stay tuned.